All right, we're back. I still feel like I'm a bit under the weather, but work with me here, chat. Hello there, Chubbs. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Give me a sec. I'm going to try and get things set up here. Today's going to be interesting. We have our last day with the Ludwig course, and then I'm going to basically just go over what exactly I learned from this entire course, which is actually a lot, surprisingly. There we go. There we go. How you guys doing, chat? How you guys doing today? It is your host, Spectre HD, ready to rampage on your afternoon. I hope everyone is having a good week. I know I do apologize for not finishing up the final course on Friday, but unfortunately I had like a lot of stuff that was like pulled in on me last minute that I had to take care of. And on top of that, I had to also like take care of some like IRL stuff with family. So there was that. Hopefully things will go back to normal after today. I know I was also supposed to be doing that, also starting stream earlier today, but like I didn't get the chance to do that because I was stuck doing a lot of IRL work involving stuff outside of like VTubing. Hi Spec. Hi Giddy. How you doing? I will say I'm still a little bit under the weather. I have a little bit of pressure in my ear slightly, which I think is a side effect from the cold. And from what I saw online, I think it'll probably go away in a few days. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that. Doing fine. That's good. That's good. But yeah, that's a lot. A lot has happened. I would say a lot has happened over the weekend. I took my mom to lunch for her birthday, which was nice, and she had a great time. We got KBBQ, which she enjoyed, and I really want to tell you like what I've been working on behind the scenes, but I can't because NDA stuff. Like, I kid you not, the reason why I haven't posted too much art outside of just the animatics is mostly because I'm working on a lot of secret projects that I can't really talk about just yet. But don't worry, I'll be posting art again soon. I'm just wrapping up a few more other commissions as well in the process that I can't really like say what they are just yet. That's why I actually haven't done any art streams as of recently, is because I've been focusing on some of these other projects that are very NDA focused. And because of that, I can't really stream it. So I had to just like, I sacrificed a little bit of my art streams just so I can finish up these projects. But yeah, I got a schedule for this week. Today, we're going to be finishing, like I said, today we're going to be finishing up the Ludwig course. Along with that, we're going to be also finishing up. We're also going to be going back to Mecha Chameleon later tonight on Az's stream. So overall, we're going to be rating out before then, but because it's going to be at 10:30. So around 10:30 this evening, I will be playing Mecha Chameleon over there along with a few friends. And then tomorrow will be no stream because I got to go donate plasma again. But outside of that, Thursday will be an interesting one, which we'll be having an art stream again. So hopefully we'll be bringing that back. But I'm going to be doing something a little bit interesting. I'm going to be see if I can turn VTubers into like Kaiju like in a way. Give them sort of like Kaiju personas, not like full blown creature design, but like similar to like how me and Maki look. If that makes any sense. And then Friday, I'm going to be playing Halo again with the boys. I finally got my Halo game working properly this time around. And hopefully this time it won't crash. So I will probably be streaming on Friday, which I normally don't stream on Fridays. But for this case, I'm definitely going to be streaming on Friday for Halo. And we'll probably do some more art as well before then. Now, let's see. I know for a fact that Ludwig had like homework for day 3, but I don't think he actually like posted it on his stream. So I had to actually look it up myself. And the homework that I believe that was mentioned for day 3. At least from what I was finding out from Streamer University is so let's see. Day 1 was for Streamer University was brainstorm, was basically the first thing was, if I remember correctly, was what are your goals for this year, and then who are your goats. That's the first one. And then the next one is the content funnel challenge, which was brainstorming and scaling stream concepts from $1 to $1,000, then to $100,000, which we did that. I need to write down that properly, but I do have notes for that. Then there's a networking. Then apparently there's a networking assignment that says reach out to get another creator or streamer's contact info. I already do that. I already have plenty of contact info with multiple VTubers and streamers. So I already have that down pretty easily. What was the last few? I'm gonna look at Professor L's Reddit really quick just to see which ones had homework assignments. Let's see. Homework assignments would be something like, okay, these are homework ideas, not homework assignments. I know I know Ludwig's third homework assignment was like not on his third day of teaching from Streamer U, which honestly, it's a good time right now to actually like take Ludwig's course, because after the announcement from YouTube saying that they're going to be overhauling like the requirements for getting partner on YouTube and getting monetized, now I'm a little bit more motivated than ever to start doing long form. I already have a few ideas in the works. I just need to like find time in the day to actually work on it, because it is very animation focused, since that's what I like to do. So I had to really think about like, how am I going to be able to do this in a timely manner that I can actually get the watch hours that I need? Because the thing is like, it's not a normal view I need watch hours to make it work. The lucky thing is I already am like at about 1.55 thousand on YouTube. It's just the biggest thing is trying to figure out long form for me. Like, I think I figured out short form in all categories from TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. I just need to figure out like long form content per se, if that makes any sense. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. According to Ludwig, the assignments: writing down goals, budget scaling, class discipline. Let's see. Strict policy, locking door. No, that's not it. Could someone give me the list of like homework assignments? Actually, the thing is like, I think people really need to listen to what Ludwig is saying, because I can already tell that like a lot of people on Twitter have already like misrepresented what Ludwig has been talking about for content creation. Because again, a lot of people, especially drama farmers, want to try to start drama. Like, it was a huge nothing burger, to be honest, from what I saw. And to be honest, like, oh, thank you for taking your daily vitamins. Also, to be fair, which again, like, if you're taking like just the basic clip, yeah, it looks bad, but if you look at the context of the rest of the clip, it actually makes more sense on like why Ludwig said that some people should quit streaming. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that, like, if you say, for example, like a hobbyist streamer, you can just stream whenever you want to and not have to worry about it. But if you're someone who actually wants to try to make this into a career and something that you want to turn into like actually like a full-time thing, with a lot of like the benefits of it as well as the drawbacks, you have to actually like do the homework and actually do the stuff, because you can't really just skate by. Not especially now these days, you can't really skate by to be successful. And actually, I need to bring like some friends on to like sort of discuss that, because this is some really good stuff here that I'm going to be honest, like I really want to like get a sort of group together to sort of like dissect a little bit about like what Ludwig has been teaching. Honestly. I think we're going to do that because it's not too long of a session, because it's like the last day is less than an hour. It's less than 1 hour. So we'll probably do that, and I'll probably work on some art afterwards just to like yap a little bit. And then at some point we are going to probably just wrap up and then head over to Az's stream at around 10:30 to take care of Mecha Chameleon. Hey, Spectre over here lurking. Welcome in, VO. How you doing? And also thank you for the lurk. We also love lurkers here. Good, good. Hell yeah. We're about to get started with the last day. I already got my notes taken out and everything like that, and I'm just basically trying to go through and figure out like what was the last few homeworks. Oh yeah, the last homework for day 3 was basically making a personal schedule for yourself, which I did. I've already made a personal schedule for myself as is. So inside my own office where I do my streams, I have a whiteboard that shows the tasks I have to do daily, as well as what streams I'm scheduling, what things I'm doing on certain days. Like I have a whole calendar whiteboard designated as my personal schedule, and I try to stay on schedule as possible, because there's a difference between like writing on a schedule and actually committing to it. Like I have days where I go to the gym, I have days where I have me time, I have days where I go donate plasma, and I make sure I write down all the times and things like that for things that happen daily, because I want to have a like a sort of like not like an airtight schedule, but like one that I can sort of like manage and maintain, that sort of helps me stay focused and be productive as much as possible. If that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. I'm going to head over to the drawing room, and I'm going to get the video started so we can start reacting to that. So I'll see you guys there. There we go. And as I said, we have like all of our notes. This is from day 1, this is day 2, and then this is day 3. And we have so much to like go over with that. And day 3, I think, was probably the most like eye-opening with like how to like plan stuff out for a video. At least for me, because I want to try to do more long form video content. I just need to figure out like the video format that I want to do and sort of what the subject is, because right now people know me for my animatics and shorts and funny moments like that. They know less of me as the VTuber, more as like an animator in a way. So I need to figure out a way of how to translate that into long form. Let's see. Let me get my glasses really quick. My glasses. Get some glasses going. There we go. Alrighty, I'm gonna turn off the music and switch over to record. Now we got this going, and there we go. Also, mods, let me know in chat if it gets a little bit too loud with like the actual audio and me reacting to it. But yeah, this should be the last of the, because I think Stream Review was basically only supposed to be a week event, and Ludwig only had maybe like 4 classes, so this should be the last one. So first things first, I need to get started with writing down the day. This is day 4 notes. And that should be good. All right, everybody ready? 3, 2, 1.
Post just because they get
Let's get started.
Strong community. Right. So, but with fashion, the thing is, you can have 1 million followers and have 3,000 likes because there's no community.
Right.
And then there can be a post that gets like 100,000. So it's like really,
Right.
you know, it's
There's a lot
up
of
and down.
variability.
So I'm struggling with like building a genuine community. I feel like the Twitch community, yes, it gains, but like on Instagram, I want, you know, like why I want to also switch personality content because it's way stronger communities. Like even like the numbers, the 600,000, it's like, you know.
Honestly, it is really it's easier to get the
Not
followers.
specifically,
It's hard to
I
build a
think also,
community
I
because
like even
the biggest thing for like content creators, especially the big ones, they try to make a community, which I also struggle with.
On TikTok, I got banned, so but I didn't let it stop me. Like I started a new account and now it's back. But like I'd say I want to just like build my community around like just everything. So it's like more of a better community, you know. Just how do I build community? That's really my question.
Ultimately, your question is how. I think you're doing it.
You think so?
I think things just take time.
Okay.
I feel like you are actively making that step by switching to personality content
Okay.
and live streaming. So
Yeah,
I think you're more frustrated by things you saw in the fashion industry. I think you've already made the changes because of what you were frustrated by.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't enjoy it. Maybe it's this lack of community. Whatever. You're doing it.
Yeah.
We're in the process. We're watching it happen live.
yeah. Building a community
And
takes
here,
time
nothing I
and
say
work.
matters.
Like,
all that matters is that you stay consistent at it.
Yeah.
Stay at it.
Okay.
and that's also true. You have to be extremely consistent.
A little teacher trick, check it out.
All right, now we start with day 4. Oh, he's doing the teacher trick where he's basically trying to be quiet while everyone else is trying to be quiet.
Guys, this will be my last class as Streamer U. I'm glad you all came here today. Thank you all for being here. I have a question on the board. It's a bit of a joke question. I'm sure you've seen it pop up on Twitter time to time. Is streaming harder than a 9 to 5? We're not talking about this too seriously. It's more of a clickbait title for this class. Shout out
Is
you.
streaming harder than a 9 to
But what
5?
are your
I think
thoughts?
it
Any
is,
thoughts on
actually.
this? Anyone have an opinion here?
I would say that like being a successful streamer and all the things that come with streaming, like if you're actually doing it, is definitely harder because like the percentage of people that can actually be like a big streamer, like you can hit live and that is just the easiest thing in the world to do, and that's way easier than a 9 to 5. But like being like a top streamer is definitely way harder because of how much more slim the percentage is.
Yeah.
I think streaming is
it's fair.
harder.
I think there's a lot more reward for the work you put in, right? Like you can work as hard as you want on a 9 to 5, you get whatever they told you you'd get.
I think it's
at the start of the
because like
year.
streaming is
And
like
so
based
most
around
people
relevancy.
Don't try to work as hard as they can, right? Because there's no incentive there. Streaming, if you do really well, you can make a crazy amount. With streaming though, however, all right, there are some downsides. Hello everybody, I'm Professor L. Today we're gonna be talking about what happens next. You guys have
what's
made
next?
it through Streamer U, and I have to say to you all, congratulations!
Yay!
Serious congratulations, guys. You have made it through. Here are some fun stats for you all to relish in. 40 million total hours watched. That is across all streamers. 57% of the students here have hit their peak CCV this week. Raise your hand if that was you.
Oh,
Raise your hand
wow.
if you hit your peak CCV. Congratulations, guys. That's very exciting. And 8 million total followers were gained. Did you all gain followers?
8 million followers gained. Nice. I did gain followers.
Going live.
I don't think
going
I was
down
gained
a higher
followers
average,
for
a
Streamer
higher
U.
peak, more people tuned in. All right, guys, that's the good news. This was the fun part. Now get ready for the fall off.
Yep, the fall off is real.
Let me break down this chart for you all because it might be a little bit confusing, but this is last year's Streamer U, all right? This base number was their peak CCV at Streamer U. Every following moment here is another month that passed, okay? So basically what this means is most streamers hit their peak CCV here. Okay, this is you right now. You just crushed it. And as you can see, most lines are below 0%, AKA they never hit the peak that they hit at Streamer U again. There's some exceptions. You can see some crazy lines up here. Some people hit it again, some people far surpass it again. More simply put, You guys need to prepare yourselves for the fall off. It is inevitable.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
that happens with
It
every
is not
streamer.
probable. It is inevitable. Do we all agree with this? Does this kind of make sense? Yes, we were at Streamer U. Kai Cenat went live.
Fall
He ended. 500,000 people had to scatter
is
somewhere. They
inevitable.
went to the category. You were in the category. Okay? You were at the party. You were at the basketball game. Whatever it is. Okay? These are exactly how it's going to look. If you prepare yourself, it won't hurt as much. It won't feel as bad because you'll know what's coming. 40%. Okay. That is the median Streamer U student from 2025. How many viewers they lost? They lost 40% of their viewers the week after Streamer U.
Welcome in, Kaiju Dad. Thank you for taking your daily vitamins.
87% of the people from last year never hit their peak CCV that they hit at Streamer U again. They never hit it again. That's 87%. Okay?
I think like
And this is
one of my peak
a stat
CCVs
That's probably the saddest to read out. 10% never went live again. Just straight
was
up.
probably definitely like
And some of you in the
40.
stream might not stream after this again. You stream
Was
for the
definitely like
first
40
time?
concurrent, and then I fell off because I definitely fell off this past month because of going to off Kai and also getting sick, which led me to not stream, and then
Okay.
also
So, this is an inevitability.
making adjustments to my
It is
own
not a
schedule that I've
bad
made for myself
thing,
because of IRL
okay?
stuff.
We have some good news. We got some
I don't
stuff
think
that we
fall
can
off is not a
relish in.
bad
It's
thing
not
either.
all bad. Everyone falls off. Okay?
Yeah, everyone falls off. That's
This
just
is
a
not
thing.
a unique experience that we are going through because of Streamer U. Everybody experiences this.
Yeah, every streamer
iShow
does.
Speed is going to fall off.
No, he's not.
Kai Cenat is going to fall off. In a grand sense, Father Time is undefeated if what you are chasing is viewership, success, okay? Subscribers. All of that eventually goes. You're not probably going to be doing it in 50 years. You know,
That is true.
This is a short-lived thing. Don't attach so much of your self-worth into these numbers that you don't have complete control over. All right? And Jason, you said no. All right. Here's a little question for you then. Give me 3 actors from 100 years ago.
Morgan Freeman. I said this yesterday.
100 years ago.
Morgan Freeman.
I'll
Hold
open
up.
to the class. Who got me?
I'm sorry, Morgan Freeman ain't okay. Morgan Freeman's an old man, but he ain't that old. What is with this? What is with this guy and picking like not old actors for 300 years ago? Like I haven't heard anything like Buster Keaton or Charlie Chaplin. That's what. Then again, like a lot of people here are not film buffs like me. I actually do have a degree in film.
Let's just go. We had the whole class. We got 30.
Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton.
Harold Lloyd. Okay, that's one. That's a good poll. Who got me? Let's get 3.
Not Orson Welles. Who was the guy who made
Most famous
Citizen
people
Kane?
alive from 100 years ago. Your solo carrier.
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin.
There we
2,
go,
one
Charlie
more.
Chaplin.
Jackson Butler.
So, someone actually
Buster
watch
Keaton,
cinema.
3. Bang.
Buster Keaton, thank you.
This is pretty hard to do. You see what I'm saying? In 100 years, okay, there will be some people who maybe last in the times, whatever, I should see whoever, but everyone's eventually going to fall off. This is not a unique experience you guys are going through, okay?
No, we
There
got
are
some
things
homework.
we can do to prevent
All right,
that.
what's the
That's what my
homework for
class
today?
has been about. It's been about setting up goals for yourself to hold yourself accountable, setting up schedules to have more consistency. I have one more homework assignment. I want you guys to do this right now. It's going to be the most valuable thing that you can leave Streamer U with.
Okay,
Okay?
hit me with it.
That is a friend. Now,
Get
you guys
one
have
new
already
student's
made a lot of
contact.
friends. You already have
Get
a lot of contacts. You're probably already
a friend.
falling into some groups. Okay?
So I
You know
can't
your
really do this
faces.
homework
Let's
because
find some
I'm not
unfamiliar
in
ones
Streamer
today. My
U.
homework assignment for you
but
is to get contact information with somebody
I
new
kinda
that you have
got
not
that while
spoken
I was
to,
at
you've
Off
not
Guy.
spoken to a lot.
now granted, this is actually like a good little strategy, especially when you're like, say for example, if you're collabing with someone, you can that you're new to and you like their vibes, you can get their contact info and show up for more stuff. That's how you can make your own like little sort of circle per se in content creation. And I don't mean like try to like do this with like some big creator or something like that you hang out with on like in a huge collab like an SMP or like the big events and stuff like that, which again, like it can happen. I tend to do that. I tend to also like get contact information after at least like after a pretty big event for myself, because there's people that I actually really enjoyed playing games with that I would like to just like either collab with or stuff like that in the future. Sometimes I never use those contact informations, or just like I sometimes forget I have those kinds of contacts as well. And sometimes I will just go back and say like, oh man, I liked hanging out with them. Let me call them up and see what they're doing. That's how that's another way of how I kind of like grew my own friendship circle, is mostly through that. Because a lot of my friendship circles, especially like now with VTubing, came from literally just hanging out and collabing in collabs or VCs that I vibe with, people like that I vibed with, and I just like I stayed in contact with almost like a good majority of them afterwards. And now granted, like there's some cases where I did have like fall off where we haven't talked in a hot minute and things like that, but for the most part I would say a good chunk of it comes from like personal relationships. Like don't try to basically try to add somebody as a friend or something like that that's like a bigger streamer just because you want their clout. Like I don't normally do that. I would just basically like if I vibe with them or something like that. Like for example, like one of these cases is with Fifi. Fifi and I are good friends, and we still like chat with each other off stream and stuff like that. And we basically like met through a mutual playing Night Rain, and we've been talking ever since. So, but at the same time, I don't pull on her for anything like cloud or anything like that. For that per se, I use her as an example because I genuinely have a friendship with Fifi for the most part. So that's basically I think what he's kind of explaining.
Do that right now. Right now, it's 40 people. Go ahead.
But I also made friends. I made friends at Offkai. I made new friends at Offkai. So homework, get a friend. So I already did this. Already did this at Offkai. I can't do this.
Good filler.
I can't really do this myself.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna lower the volume, but I can't really do this myself right now because it would be really weird to basically go to like somebody's stream and say like, hey, do you want to be friends? So there is parts of this where I can't really do the homework properly, per se, but the concept is still there. Like, I would say, like, definitely make some friends at, like, cons and stuff like that. People that you vibe with. Like, don't try to, like, be friendly. Be friendly and be just, like, chill, you know? I think that's basically the whole point is... The reason what Ludwig is trying to do is he's creating, basically, like, people to have their own friend circles. If that makes any sense.
I spelled my name wrong, but Ludwig's in there.
Actually, another one that I've recently like reconnected with, technically, even though he and I basically like have talked in the past, but we haven't like properly had like time to just hang out and stuff like that, is Vil. VTubers I love. Recently, I was just like talking with him at Offkai, talking about like YouTube content and things like that, and I actually need to like reach out to him again, like just like see if he wants to do stuff or just like talk about content and things like that, because Vil's a pretty chill guy for the most part when he gets to know him. Like a lot of times. Oh,
Have a seat. If you hear my voice, clap twice. All right, take your seats, all. Take your seats, everybody. All right, that's fun. That was a lot of conversations happening. I apologize. There might not be enough chairs. Cameramen, if possible, if you could stand so some students could have a seat. I apologize, cameramen. No disrespect. We just have a very full class today. Respect all my cameramen.
respect the cameraman.
All right, guys. Just to reiterate it, I think one of the most valuable things you can leave here is the relationships that you made here, okay? And I want to, for a moment, talk about collabs. I want to talk about collaborating. What
collaborations.
I view as the most important parts of a successful collaboration. Before we jump to it, I'm curious your guys' thoughts. What do you think, let's see some hands, the most important thing to get out of a collab is? What is the most important thing? I don't have a guess. What do we got, Snowcone?
To like build a stronger connection with each other.
Build a stronger connection. Okay, that's interesting. What do you got?
I would say,
Interesting.
like, learning something that you haven't learned before.
Learning something you haven't learned before, okay. Who else got something? What do we got?
I think meeting someone that you would want to continue to make content with.
Okay, like strengthening relationships, similar to the first one.
Building relationships, yeah. Oh, hold on. I need to close my door really quick. I'll be right back.
So, like trying to get people from a different umbrella and sort of cross-pollinate audiences, okay?
Exposure, because like
There we go.
if you collab with someone who's like in another niche, you know, you like cross niche.
That makes sense. Fuck all that. Most important thing. Guys, the absolute most important thing you can do in a collab, have fun.
That is true.
That is literally the number one most valuable thing you can ever do in a collab is have fun. Why? Because if everyone's having a good time, you'll want to do it again.
Yep, that is the
literally
truth.
The most important
That's been a
thing,
little challenging
okay?
lately in my court. I'm introverted on
It is
top of that.
ultimately
Been working on it.
A relationship. It's an interpersonal relationship.
I would
Is
say
there a
like,
third tertiary thing going on? Okay, viewership success, yada yada yada. Sure. But if you're not having fun with somebody, even if
hold on,
you're
let me
really
just finish
great,
writing my notes
but
here.
you don't want to keep doing it, okay? If your interaction with the streamer is, let's just say a hypothetical.
I'm going to pause here really quick since we have plenty of time. I get you, Via. Like back when I started streaming, for the most part, I was actually much more introverted. Like I did not know anybody in this community. I had like no sort of network or had no like sort of like, I would say like my own like camaraderie or anything like that. I was just making content just to make content. I will say the one thing that I gotten out of streaming for the most part in the past 3 years that I've done this, what I've learned so far is the fact that like I think streaming has brought me out of my comfort zone with being much more, I guess you could say, extroverted in my personality, because I used to be very introverted when I started out. Like I didn't know anybody. I would oftentimes like be very quiet in like circles and things like that, or just be like very, 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 very much trying to get a feel for someone before I start opening up. I still feel like that in most cases, but I would say when it comes to like branching out and getting out of your comfort zone, that is something you need to like slowly build up to that and try to ease your way to it. That way you get, the more you do it, the more comfortable you are with that. LOL, I wouldn't have even traveled to Offkai if not for VTubing. I mean, yeah, I mean, Offkai is a good place to basically socialize, because it's the nice thing about Offkai, especially for VTubing and V streaming in general, is mostly just the social aspects of it, because a lot of people are more willing to socialize than say like at TwitchCon, where it's more network focused, it's more business focused, and a lot of people are more contempt with you based on which they're more judgment of you with your badge, whereas Offkai, it's much more, I guess you can say, laxed when it comes to the stuff like that. Like again, there's still like that level of networking involved with it, but I would say for the most part, when it comes to socialization, it's a lot better, I would say. But yeah, like when it comes to, yeah, I had a friend talk about that with the badges as well. Yeah, like TwitchCon is weird with that sense, because like unless you're a partner, like a lot of like these companies won't even look at you. Like I've had that similar situation with a brand that I actually really wanted to work with, compared to, I got a better experience talking with them at Offkai than I did TwitchCon, for one thing, and hopefully things will go better from there. But yeah, like but back to like the collabing, the reason why he's saying have fun is because the biggest thing of a collab is to have good enjoyment out of it. I kid you not, there has been some collabs where I had a hell of a good time, and I often try to reach out and want to do more stuff with said groups of people that I normally have around me as like my regulars and things like that, like my regular collabers. There has been small minuscule cases where I have had done collabs in the past on stream, and that they were god awful. Like I would say some cases where I do not want to do another stream involving said person or said people, because they didn't have any. Nobody didn't really have fun with that collab, and I'm like, that's fine. Like, I rather just like be offline and just play a game than trying to stream and not have fun. There have been a couple cases like that. Luckily, they're very small. They're very small. And I will say this right now: the people that I have collabed with that I had those bad experience with don't even stream anymore. They've all like either graduated or retired from streaming. Most of the people I still have fun with are still streaming to this day. Most people that I've had the best enjoyments with are growing and at a fast rate, and are doing a lot better. And I think a lot of them, are going to be probably some of the next top streamers in the next like 2 to 3 years or so. There is a difference. There is a difference with how there is like a difference between like a social collab versus like a professional collab, because a professional collab, there is a lot more structure, whereas a social collab is very hands off and very spontaneous. Like I have unannounced social collabs with Brutal and Andron for the most part, because we all share basically like the same communities, as well as like we have the same vibes and things like that for the most part. Like we synergize with each other as a group. So oftentimes I have them show up on stream and stuff like that from time to time, because we have that sort of connection in that way. But yeah, going back to Ludwig stuff.
You're at a university and they throw sauce on you, and they have 150,000 viewers, and so your viewership goes up because everyone wants to see what happens after the sauce is on your body. Is that someone you want to hang out with again? Do you want more sauce on you? Probably not.
Oh, he's talking about the one situation where that kid got poured sauce on and got an allergic reaction, which no, I would not.
And this is literally a list. I'm going 1, 2, 3 in my view, okay? When I run events, I run major events with 40, 50 plus people. The number one thing that I focus on is everyone who went had a good time, because if they had a good time, they'll come to another one.
Mm-hmm.
All right? A little secret for this one: if you have food, they have a lot better of a time. If it's in person, you guys get food, people get way happier when they're full.
That is so true.
Same thing. Make it easy. Okay? If you are setting up this class,
I kid you not, I literally made more friends by cooking.
As easy as possible. What you are going to do, where you are going to do it, when you are going to do it, how long it's going to be. Communicating all that efficiently is super valuable, okay? Maybe there's a creator here who's a bit larger, who made a connection with, but you know they're busy. Make it as easy as possible for them to say yes to the collab, all right? And then third, and this is I think what you guys are poking on, to me this is the least important. Still valuable, sure, but it's the hype you get from it, all right? It's the success
Bonus points.
of the collab. Cross-pollination, whatever.
Cook.
Right, that's great, cool. That is the least important part of a collab. Are you gonna stop hanging out with your friends because it doesn't get you views?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Fuck no.
Interesting perspective. All right. Here's a real message that I received from a viewer. His name's Rui. He's a small streamer. He said, "Hey, Ludwig, I was listening to The Yard, and I caught a conversation that I had with my friends about how long it would take for somebody to beat me in Super Smash Bros. Melee. If you don't know anything about me, I'm a professional Super Smash Bros. Melee player. So how does someone who starts from day 0 learn to beat me? All right, so he came up with a proposal. This is the proposal he sent me.
Oh.
He outlined exactly what he was going to do, how much work.
How did I walk in at Smash?
What his expectations were for me. Now this came.
Odd time to show up for that, EXO. Like I think that was your bad signal. Like anything involving Smash is like you're gonna show up for it. Which is funny because I did not know Ludwig was a professional Smash player. That's interesting. Crazy world we live in. Also, how you doing, EXO? I am currently right now just watching the Ludwig course. I recovering. How you feeling? I'm feeling slightly better than I did this morning. I'll say that. Oh man. Still recovering as well. Like I'm still like having like the ear thing, which I think will probably go away in a week, hopefully. But right now I'm currently trying to get the last bit of notes involving the Ludwig course, which by the way, EXO, you want to see all my notes involving this entire course of 4 days? So just to show you, I'm already on like day 4. This is only a little bit of notes for day 4. This is day 1. This is day 2. And this is day 3. I have so much, there's so much I've gotten out of this entire 4 days than I have in the past like 3 years. I'm not joking. Like, if I got this like when I was starting out, I probably would have done things a lot differently. He's learning. I'm learning. I am very much learning. But I will say, like, I think everybody should probably like watch this entire lecture, because I think, especially VTubers, I think a lot of VTubers don't really know what kind of content they want to make. They always try to go to like the most popular content and see if they can try to replicate it. A lot of like VTubers tend to basically, I think a lot of VTubers tend to try and be something that they're not. And I think what Ludwig helps with is try to break down sort of like their idea of like what they should be, rather than like how do you build yourself up with the skills that you have. But so far I've been getting a lot of good insight on this. Like, I've already like repurposed or like overhauled a little bit of how I do things, both online and offline, with my content. And honestly, I'm gonna try and practice what he preaches for the next month, and then see if it makes any sort of improvements on that. So, because I want to try to do at least like, actually, no, I want to try 90 days of this. I want to try to use 90 days of the Ludwig method, at least like with how I sort of organize things and how I do things, both offline and online. And I want to see if there is actually any sort of unique like statistical difference between what I'm doing now versus how Ludwig sort of like handled all this. Also, how you doing, Void? Welcome in.
All because we were talking about a hypothetical situation. How long would it take someone to learn? He wanted to make that reality. Do you know what I said to Rui? Snap yes. Why? He made it easy for me. Sounded fun to do. And I like the guy. I think he's putting in work. I collab with people all the time. I collab with big streamers. I collab with small streamers all the time. Constantly. And I will collab with literally
doing all right. Got
anybody in
grabbed
this
for
room.
peak. Nice.
If you come to me with a good proposal, that makes it easy on me. Who here knows who Squeaks is? Squeaks hits me up. He's about a 100 viewer Super Mario 64 speedrunner. I like Super Mario 64. I watch the Squeak streams. I think he's funny. He hits me up. He says, let's do a race. Do this day. It'll take an hour total. That's it. I do it. It was an amazing time. What happened? Squeaks was funnier than me. Half my viewers left to go watch him. Now he's a wildly successful streamer. This is for you. Oh. One moment here. All right, guys.
Spectre, no napping in class. I'm not even napping.
11:15, doors locked.
Also, welcome in, Arashi.
Cal, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No excuses. You gotta leave. All right, guys, this is gonna be very important in collabs, and I'm sure you've experienced this. Be careful of what you become in pursuit of what you want.
That's a big one.
A lot of you guys are very successful streamers at getting clippable moments, posting them to Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Those blow up.
Hold on, let me write this down.
You might
In
notice
pursuit
that a lot of people here maybe go a step too far. They cross interpersonal relationship
what
boundaries
you
to
want.
get a clip that will be more successful because they're doing something.
This,
out of
I
pocket,
think, is the most
something a little
important
crazy,
thing
something a
every
little
content
wild.
creator should
This is happening
follow. This
constantly.
is
Okay, I can tell you right
this
now.
is very
the ROI
much
on that
like this should be
doesn't make sense.
gospel.
Business-wise, it is a bad move. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You are making a fool of yourself to get more views, maybe a 2 million view clip, whatever, here, there, in burning bridges with people who otherwise might like to collab with you in the future. Okay?
This right here.
Does a nuisance streamer get views? Do they get some success?
No, like this right here. This is like one of the biggest things that I always like catch up on, like with collabs, even for myself. Like I try to make sure gotta try to make sure you are still grounded with like your own sort of not only moral compass, but also like your own integrity as well. Because a lot of streamers, and I know a lot of streamers do this, especially a lot of small streamers that want to try to get like that clippable moment. They do some stupid stuff or some unhinged stuff, and guess what? They are basically, they either get canceled or basically like get into like a lot of trouble. So it's always good to have like at least like some moral integrity when it comes to content creation as well. That way you're not like going over the edge with some things. Like I guess I can give Asmongold a good example of this. He basically got like, he's, because of like his opinions with like certain political groups, it basically brought him more viewers, and he got even more unhinged by that, which led to him get banned off the platform, which surprisingly was a multiple offense, and I'm surprised he hasn't been perma-banned. But then again, like I would say Twitch can't really fully ban him because the dude basically makes way too much money at this point. But at the same time, like I guess the moral of the story is don't try to lose yourself for the content. Don't try to lose yourself for the clout. Okay, that's the big thing from what I'm getting at, or at least for like what he's trying to say.
Sure. Do you want to be Jack Doherty? Okay. Fuck no. All right. And so.
Don't get lost in the sauce. Exactly.
Because the system sets it up that way. Because you're incentivized. I want to get more views. Do this. You push yourself. Do not lose yourself in the pursuit of what you're trying to accomplish here. All right. This is a little fact that you guys are all going to have to deal with a lot earlier in your career.
Getting hate farmed can be a lot of noise. That's true.
Awakening. Right now, more people know you than like you. In life, for the most part, more people like you than know you. All right? You meet people in your family, they like you. In school, you know, maybe they like you. Right now, an overwhelming amount of people know your faces and names, but don't like you because you've been on other people's streams or whatever. What's going to come from that
this
and I'm sure
is
some of you
true.
experienced this, you might get hate farms. There might be clips in context, out of context, that blow up way larger than an audience you are familiar with. Okay? And if you guys know anything about the internet, they have zero grace for you. They're probably being pretty mean to some people.
I'm just making clips that entertain me and make me happy and always follow my beliefs.
All right?
That's true.
Another note on that.
It should be like that. Make it because you enjoy them.
Because there is a third party in that relationship, the viewer. There's probably a difference that you've experienced between friendships you've made with streamers on stream versus your friends who are totally off stream. Do you guys feel that?
Get hate farmed.
Okay. And then the final one, and you guys are going to all have to deal with this, is you cannot control your reputation.
That is true.
You literally cannot control it. It is out of your hands. It is an act of ego to try to control it. But ultimately, the good thing is your reputation does not matter. The relationships with the real people in your life, okay, your tangible friends, the people you stream with, your friends, whoever, your family, that is what matters, okay? What they think of you, how you treat them is what matters, not what the people online think. It's a very easy thing to say. It's a very hard thing to do in practice. I'm just saying this as a reminder for you all. I genuinely believe this. I promise you, okay, no matter how loud you think the noise is at any moment, from hate, whatever, it does go away. The things that stay with you through those hard times are going to be your personal relationships, okay? Now let's talk about the tips and tricks to get big fast.
We're getting to the meat and potatoes now.
I see those numbers, 87% never hit the peak again. Let's do it. Let's go through these tips right now. Guys, this is an easy guide anyone can follow. The first one, these are my homework assignments.
Hold on, I want to go back and read that.
Times are going to be your personal relationships, okay? Now let's talk about the tips and tricks to get big fast. Because I want all of you to succeed, and I see those numbers, 87% never hit the peak again.
All right.
Let's go through these tips right now. Guys, this is an easy guide.
Okay, so tips and tricks. Write goals for yourself for the rest of the year. That's the big one. That was like my homework assignment, which actually I've wrote goals for myself earlier this year, actually, that I wanted to try to get done, which actually I think I've managed to succeed in almost half of those goals as of writing this. So far I'm already got like the first one down pretty solid. Also, welcome in Artistic Dreamer. How you doing? For the rest of the year. That's number one. Make a schedule and stick with it. It's hard. Actually, it's kind of been harder for me to make a schedule recently, mainly because I often get pulled by family. I oftentimes like, especially like recently, I want to try to stick with a schedule that works. So that's why I've been writing down my schedule. That's why I have like my little whiteboard with all my stuff on it and trying to stick with it. Once this class is over, I'm definitely going to be trying to stick with the schedule that I've currently made for myself. And I will definitely try to stick with it almost like almost one for one. There will be cases where I can't really do that because, you know what, life happens. So things oftentimes get a little bit deviated from that. So the best thing to do is try to at least like course correct and try to get back on that same schedule as normal. Implement a content funnel. That's interesting. Implement the content funnel. Yeah, the content funnel is something that I want to try to do. At least for the VOD channel, because I definitely feel like some of my good clips and I think I'm probably going to, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably move my clips, my edited clips and my best moments or my funniest clips probably over to the VOD channel moving forward. And then I'm going to have my main channel just be the animatics. And then I'm going to have my VOD channel as both a clip channel and a VOD channel. That way some of the best clips and things like that go there. And it's at least like able to like show like the gaming side versus the gaming / streamer side versus the make videos side. So you can maximize your efficiency. That's a big one. Master YouTube. That's a really big one, especially as of recently, because now we're on a time limit with the changes. So we want to try to, I want to try to get 3,000 watch hours made in the next, like, I'm going to see if I can try to get in the next 2 months or the next 3 months or so. Working on packaging. And I like how the way he basically like sort of like explains the whole YouTube video packaging system, which is titles, thumbnails, and intros. Which I like how he refers to it as packaging, because you are packaging a video product that needs to get views. So yeah, that's always like the biggest thing. Titles, thumbnails. Oddly enough, I basically got more involved with people's YouTube videos as of recently as an artist than I did as with my own content, which is kind of funny because, let's see, how do I put this? I helped with Maki's lore video for one thing. I helped make a bunch of thumbnails for both Anarchy and Angel Steps. I've made thumbnails for EXO on multiple occasions. What else I do? I made a lore video for Poco. I realized that I feel like I have a lot more. Now that I think about it, I still have a lot of, despite not making my own video content, I have experience making videos for other people for YouTube content, surprisingly, now that I think about it. The last one is scale your team to output more videos, which should help. And streamers even faster. Granted, I did have like a bit of a team helping with that. No, I've been mostly doing it myself because I just reformatted my how I make my content now, which is the animatics. So actually, so far, like my team has been friends sending me clips and things like that where the audio can be used for like an animatic in a way. So I guess that's my team per se. So that's a lot of this is a lot of good information right here.
Anyone can follow. The first one, now these are my homework assignments for you. That's how easy I made it. Raise your hand if you did my homework. Be honest.
I did your homework. I'm gonna try and raise my hand. I can't raise my hand, but I wish I could.
You didn't do my homework? Don't apologize to me. I don't mind. But you're missing the fast track to success if you don't do these tricks. Let's go through them. First one, writing down your goals. All right? Writing down your goals.
Granted, I was sick the past couple of days. I would have done this homework a lot sooner.
Materialize it. You actualize it. You put out into the universe that you want to achieve this thing. Is it corny? Yes. Does it work scientifically? Is it backed up? Also yes. There's studies that show that writing down your goals helps you achieve them. One more note on goals. I said the next 6 months. But there's a little fact. People overestimate what they can do in 1 year, underestimate what they can do in 5 years. Make yourself a 5-year goal too. You'll be surprised how much you can accomplish in that time. Second trick, make it a schedule. All right? Streaming has no schedule. Who's been streaming 24/7? Who's been streaming every single minute? That's probably exhausting. Y'all are tired. There's no reason you cannot stream another minute. And if you stream another minute, you'll make another $1. But when do you stop? Hold yourself accountable by making yourself a schedule. And in that schedule, leave some time for ideation on what you're going to do on stream. You should be ideating, you should be thinking about this every single day. What you do on stream, where you're maybe going to get some clips, what segment could be a YouTube video, what the viewers might enjoy, what you might enjoy. All that happens from the ideation process. Next up, content funnel. This goes in part with the ideation, but basically when you do a 4 to 6 hour stream, you can get a lot out of it. Multiple videos, multiple clips, long form VODs, whatever it is. Master YouTube by working on packaging. I had a whole class on this yesterday, but ultimately I've looked at all of your channels. You guys are mostly dog shit at YouTube, and it's because you haven't spent the effort to learn packaging. Packaging of a YouTube video is 60% of the success of your YouTube channel.
Yeah, my long form videos are garbage, but my shorts are amazing.
If I uploaded the Odyssey before it ever came out on YouTube, and the thumbnail, and I keep ripping on him, is Jack Doherty, and the title is Hanging Out With My Buddies, it's not going to do nearly as well as if it were titled The Odyssey with Matt Damon. Do you get what I'm saying here? Finally, scale your team. You are limited in what you can do as an individual. If you scale, you can accomplish more. All right? If you have an editor, that frees up the time you have spent editing. Now, obviously, you have to scale to your own means. We're going to talk about scaling in a moment. But scaling allows you to accomplish more. Guys, these are my tips and tricks. And you know what?
I do have a few editors on my payroll. It's just like recently I had been making some readjustments with my content. I need to find somebody that can do good like animatic editing as well.
What games do I stream? How many videos should I post today? How much should
good
I
questions.
pay my editors? Do I run ads on stream? What's the best way to game the system? I know you guys have a lot of questions because you come to me after class about them. And as far as all those questions, okay, my tips for it, it's all useless. I need you to ignore literally everything I'm saying today. I'm sitting here as a guy who succeeded. I have survivorship bias. I can tell you, do X, Y, Z, it'll work. Then I dust my hands off, I go home, I boot up stream, I make a few thousand. What? Who's to say I know what I'm talking about? I got lucky.
That is true. He did get lucky.
Genuinely,
very
every
lucky.
Tip and trick is useless. Do you know what actually matters? Is creating something that people connect with. You can be dog shit at optimization, but if you
create
something that people connect
something
with, people will watch it.
That
if you do all the tips and tricks,
people
does that guarantee you'll be successful? Absolutely. The
connect
fuck not. And you guys know this to be true.
with.
Okay?
That's a really good bit of information right there.
Your personality,
You are the sauce.
the things you are passionate about. And being
There,
able to
there.
express
That's
that to
the
other
big
people,
thing.
Ron.
Yes, get out of class, Ron. Please, God. This is just evil. This is just fucking evil.
I really need you guys to take this lesson home. This is something I cannot teach you. No one here can teach you. We sit here at Streamer U saying we know the answers. If you listen, you will learn. That is not true. Okay? What is actually true is that you have something special inside of you, and you need to connect
There we
with
go.
people. Okay?
This is the big one.
On a personal
You are the
level,
sauce.
and that is the only way that you will get big. All right? That is really it. And I cannot give you that. Okay? Bonnie, I need you to get out. Do you guys agree with me on this point?
You know how bad it is when he's turning away people from his.
Zero tips.
This
and
is very
tricks will help
important.
you. Zero. You can optimize success, but success comes from you. And I cannot teach you how to be authentically you.
Mm-hmm.
I got some examples here. All right. These are people.
I recognize that one on the right.
Dog shit at what they do on a micro level. I think they are horrible at optimizing the game. I also think they are some of the greatest creators on earth. Vanilla Mace has an infectious personality. She succeeds wildly everywhere. She also uploads like almost unedited, like hour-long vlogs, and people eat it up because they just want to see every minute of her. She's not content funneling her stream to maximize output. She's being Vanilla Mace, and people love that. Squeaks could not think of a guy who comes up with worse stream segments. He's playing every Metal Gear right now. It's like a 30-year-old game, bro. It is not what I would recommend if someone said, what games should I play? I wouldn't go Metal Gear Solid 2. But he's doing it because he likes it. People like that. They like that they can be at work watching their boomer playing boomer games, and he's funny while doing
Me
it.
over here actually trying to play every single Metal Gear Solid game when the new Master Collection comes out.
Make thumbnails. His titles are like talking about the Odyssey, and he
Really?
You're late.
She's not a student. She's
Say that word.
I'm not a streamer.
Not a
I'm
student.
student.
Charlie does not optimize his YouTube game. He's a wildly successful YouTuber. He's obviously a unicorn in that sense. But when he goes live or when he does his YouTube videos, he's not working on his packaging. He's not getting the tightest intro thumbnail title. Okay, I'm bringing these people up because they are anomalies, but they are proof that the most important thing is the personality you have, the authenticity you have, and how you're able to connect with people.
That right there. You are the sauce. That is the biggest thing that a lot of streamers, especially VTubers, seem to forget. Like you can have, like this can also like be doubled back with this can also be used in the VTubing space, because a lot of VTubers think that, oh, I'm going to get this really awesome model and then I'm going to be super popular. No, it's like, if you don't have the personality and if you don't have a way to engage people, if you don't have a way to like actually make yourself entertaining, you're just spending a lot of money on a model that you're probably going to have to sell because no one's coming to your streams. Like for myself, I can use myself as an example in this way, because like I basically started off as using a PNG, and I just decided I couldn't afford an expensive model. And it was during a time where there was not a lot of people that can do models with like characters with like darker skin. So I decided to just learn the craft and made my own model out of it. And at this point now, I learned a new skill that helps me make a lot of money. I'm now a model parent because of it. And a lot of people come to my streams just to see if I work on a new model or work on a new piece of artwork because of it. So, and I also what I like to do on streams is I also like to provide like at least like some artistic advice, or as well as like look at people's stuff from time to time as well. And people love to come to my streams and get advice when it comes to art from me, at least. And it's really, really heartwarming and things like that, because I think a lot of people generally want to like get better at art. I've had a friend asking me about VTubing, and I've said the same thing to them. Don't throw a ton of money on a model early on. PNG tubing is very valid. Like for example, like I would say, like look at like Octopimp. Like despite the fact that his model's like super amazing, it's still a PNG. It's an animated PNG. Like most of the stuff that he can do with that PNG was stuff that he basically did in like After Effects, basically. And Octopip is like one of the most like is one of like the top streamers around. So that's a good example. Like you do not need an expensive model to be successful. Like that, the model is set dressing. Your personality is the most important thing. Spec, how you doing today? How you doing, Vulcan? We are doing the last day of. Also, I just realized we have a ad coming in. I'm gonna snooze that really quick. We're on the last day of Ludwig's course, and he's going over the fact that you are the personality of the stream. Your model's not. Like again, I can make like the most like elaborate model, but if my personality and my whole identity is not engaging with my audience and things like that, I'm gonna suffer. I'm gonna be suffering super much because I don't engage with my chat. I don't have a personality that is entertaining, and I spent all this money on a model that now I wasted all that money for literally nothing. So yeah.
Okay? Really, these people are who you should aspire to be, but you can't aspire to be them because then you're not being yourself. It's a little bit of a catch-22 here.
Yeah.
All right?
Have inspirations, but don't try to copy.
So here's about the only advice I can give you to succeed at being the best you.
Oh, hey, it's Sea-Dog.
To not lose yourself in the grind. I cannot tell you the amount of streamers who I talk to who are
don't forget to live life.
All they can talk about are numbers.
Have a personal life.
Streams. Bullshit. Bro, it makes you a rotted individual. People connect with you because the life experiences you've had up to this moment. If all you do from this moment on is stream every waking moment, then you lose what made you special in the first place.
Don't forget to live. Don't forget to live life.
Enjoy life. Connect with people. Don't lose it because you're trying to hustle, be a creator, grind 24/7. All right? Now, number one, something a lot of people at this university could take a little lesson. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Respect goes to everyone. All right?
Because of
I think DC made a mistake. Respect
the grind
belongs to cameramen. Right? I
yes.
know you say cameramen shouldn't make content, but people are treating cameramen like absolute trash. Respect.
Respect the cameraman, man.
Bacteria who have to clean up everybody's shit because they're too
Platonically
busy
tackles you.
In a revolving cleaning.
I don't think tackling me platonically is considered platonically if you're trying to tackle me.
Introduce yourself to everyone. I have a story. I'm not going to out who this person is.
But how you doing, Mokame?
We have a TVU backpack.
Just getting off from work. Gotta drive an hour to get home, and it's about to storm, so don't end well. Drive safe, Mokame.
They were together. Cam had the backpack. Christian was next to him.
Oh yeah, this is the backpack story.
I'm separate. A streamer at this event walks up, sees the TVU, sparks up a conversation. They start chatting with Christian. Christian, after a while, gives him a heads up. Hey, by the way, I'm not a streamer. The streamer walks away without saying another word. That happened here.
That is fucked up.
That happened here. That happened this weekend. This was a streamer at this university. I will not out the streamer. This happened though. What I'm trying to say is people are not more valuable because they have a larger view count. People are valuable because they are people. Because they are human. Because we're all human. All right? Second point. Talk about friends. Value of friends. They keep you grounded. All right? Don't drop your day ones.
Yeah.
Let's go to Christian one more time. Christian, how long have I known you?
25 years?
Damn. 6 years
Sheesh.
old, first grade, we're on a bus together. All right, that's my boy. I hang out with him every day.
Let's go.
Again, this doesn't even need to be applauded. This is basic shit for normal people, but sometimes when you're streaming, you lose yourself.
I still remember some of my day ones that show up from time to time here, especially like some of my viewers. One of my biggest like supporters since like day one has to be Obi. Like Obi was here when I used to be a PNG. Like back when I didn't even have back when I was only like 50 followers on Twitch, and he's one of my head mods currently right now. And I still like I still like treat him with like the most respect and things like that, because he was the one that basically like kept like the stream like safe for the most part for the past 3 years and things like that, and he's been super supportive. He's always been there for me, and I still truly respect him. He's like one of my best guys on the team, and that's why he gets the hammer over the sword. But yeah, that's like one of the I still remember my day ones specifically. Like I still remember some of them that they don't come around here anymore as often as they do. Like again, it happens, but I still like remember a few of my day ones that show up. Like sometimes they come back and they change their name and stuff like that, and I still like treat them with open arms and things like that for the most part. And yeah, I think that's also like the big thing is like never try to like, because I definitely can tell when someone is basically like the moment they get really, really, really big, oftentimes their personality kind of changes a little bit and they basically kind of get a little bit too much in their head. I do want to get big. I do really want to get like bigger at some point with everything, but I don't want to let it lose my head, or at least like get myself a huge ego out of it. I think that's what he's also trying to explain is like, don't try to have an ego when you keep growing and things like that.
Big streamer group starts hanging out with you, you start hanging out with them. Okay, that's great. But hang out with people in real life, hang out with people offline. If you have streamer friends, that's fine. Take some time to hang out with them offline.
Oh, I do that. I actually do that multiple times. I have a couple friends offline that I hang out with, like, and we often like get dinner or go to round one, things like that too. Like, it's not just people that I basically hang out with live. There's even like, I even hang out with most of my friends in VCs for the most part. Offline, just hanging out, drawing, and just doing random stuff and watching random videos for the most part. Like that stuff right there, that's real connections right there. It's not just a grind anymore.
All right.
Wish we had a round one where I live. Round one's the best.
I'm going general for the group. If you have friends who are streamers, you can hang out with them offline.
Yeah?
That's just a general thing to the group. Hobbies. Not everything you have to do is work. Not everything you have to do is stream. Find some for me. It's going to Dodgers baseball games and occasionally gambling a little more than I should. Not the best hobby, but it's what I got. Finally, enjoy what you're making.
That's also true too.
That really is ultimately it. If you really enjoy what you're making, then you really don't give a fuck how well it's doing. Does it matter if you have 1,000 viewers versus 500 viewers if you really just like what you're doing?
Respect.
Not as much, not really. Can you afford
friends?
Sure, great, that's amazing. That's all you need. You're enjoying your day to day.
Hobbies.
I promise you, it's a lot better than if you go to
enjoy.
Job. So try to find something you enjoy. It's a
What
creative pursuit.
you make.
Find something you enjoy making, enjoy creating. Pop quiz. All right, guys. Pop quiz time. Show of hands here. Raise your hand if you want to answer this pop quiz question. I'm going to ask one of you. Okay.
What's this question? Hit me with it. Hit me with it, Professor L.
I don't know why.
What is his name?
Cameraman.
Wow.
Hands up! Hands up! Who's got it? Who's got it? A lot less hands this time, I'm noticing. All right.
It's Christian.
Why do we not know his name? Okay?
You didn't tell us. No,
He didn't tell us or he didn't ask?
He literally. Okay, the funny thing is, I know his cameraman's name because I've watched like Ludwig streams from time to time. It's Christian.
Yusuf. There we go.
He stole that for me. No one that for me.
This is Christian. I'm sure you don't know the names, and there's a lot of people here, so I don't blame you, of the cameramen here. This is just a reinforcement, guys. Everyone deserves respect. Everyone deserves their time. I know there was a little bit with Kai about how we treat the cameramen, but seriously, they are people. They're just doing a job. All right, give them your love, give them your respect, the same you would any other person. Okay. This is some shit that I think everyone could use here, no matter what size you are.
You are responsible for the people that you hire.
If you are
Yes.
scaling up your team, if you have an editor, maybe you have a clipper, okay? I have a team of 15. You are responsible for everyone you hire, excuse me. You are the boss. This is a professional relationship, okay? For me, when I hire someone full-time, what does that mean? It means they have left their job, they're putting their chips on me, they're betting that I'm gonna take care of them. I'm responsible for them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I stream as much as I do? I like it, but it's because I have 15 people I am responsible for, and if I fuck off for a month, payroll might be a little rough that month, and that doesn't fly.
Yeah.
Okay? You gotta treat your editors, clippers, cameramen, whoever, like employees. What do I mean by that? Meet with them weekly. All right? Set a schedule. Communicate. Give feedback. Don't just go to your editor, go edit this. Watch what you edited after. Watch what they edited after. Give them some feedback on it. It goes a long way. Okay? Help them improve at their craft while you're improving at your craft. I've uploaded probably 2,000 YouTube videos. I watch every single one. I've watched every deadass. I've watched every single one my editors have posted. I meet with my editors every single week. When do we meet, Cam? Wednesday, 12:15. I meet with my entire team every single week. We talk about what's going to happen that week, what I'm expecting to create, how I want their edits to go, which videos.
I probably need to do this with my mods, as probably like
You're a boss. You have to be
plan
in charge
out
of
what's
that
going to be
stuff.
going on in the week. At least like every other week, I'll probably
Second
like
point, if you
I'll probably do a
engage,
meeting with my mods.
I don't expect you to be paying editors crazy amounts when you're a small creator. It's not feasible. Okay? New editors also don't expect to be making that much. My first editor, I paid $100 a video. All right? My first editor, still my editor today, he makes well over 6 figures now. Okay? I'm eating, he's eating. That's how it goes. You can give a percentage, you can give a flat fee, whatever it is, a mixture of both. But if you are succeeding, they should also be succeeding. They're part of your success. Don't ignore them. You got to be a leader in what you are hoping to accomplish, okay? These points are kind of mixed, both of them work. What I mean by that is if you have a vision of what you want to execute it, you have to communicate it, okay? So if you want to do a 24-hour stream, that is your idea, okay?
Okay.
What you want to do in that stream, you have to communicate to your cameraman, to your editors, your clippers during it, your editors after it.
So
okay?
communication is a big one.
Really own the entire process of what you are going to do. Don't just spark stream and expect some shit to happen, okay? Own the vision, own the process. Final point.
This one I need to
Beware of
do a
scaling
lot
up
better
too
with.
fast. I made this mistake. I started
Alert
a company
mods.
called Off-Brand Productions. The idea was I would make
Or
events for other
mods,
streamers.
editors,
It was an ambitious project. I hired a team of 30 people.
/ clippers.
After about 16 months, I lost $3 million.
Ooh.
The person who I had run the company, okay, did not do a great job letting me know how much money we were losing. My bank account had $1,200 in it. This is true. This is 2 years ago. I was at risk of defaulting on 2 companies. I had to sit in a room in front of a group about this big and let them know 2 weeks before Christmas we were going to let them go. It was not a great experience. That was because I scaled up too fast. Okay? I was too ambitious. That was a fault
Beware
of
of-
mine. Beware
Of scaling
up too fast.
up
Doesn't mean you can't hire
too
someone here and
fast.
there or whatever, or make hires eventually.
And this is a big one too,
You don't have to go getting, all right, now I need a clipper, an editor.
especially
a
with like
thumbnail guy,"
recent events
and
involving
then
certain
2 weeks down the road,
companies.
you're like, actually, sorry guys, I lied. I looked at the numbers. This doesn't make any fucking sense for me. Okay? Yep.
How many of each role should you have?
How many of each role should you have in terms of positions?
How many editors?
Scaling is a very personal thing. It comes down to what you're creating. You make mukbang content in short form. What is stopping you from scaling and making more mukbang videos? Maybe it is editors? I'm not sure. You tell me, J-Shock, what do you need?
Well, I have an editor for YouTube and clippers that have been holding it down all week. Shout out to them. But I just want to build a confined team that I trust. And I feel like this week I've done that. And I've grown so much just from these 2 people
Yep.
that have helped me.
Yep.
And I feel like keeping your team small and that you can trust is so important.
1,000%. And what I would say is talk to your team. So you're asking me who you should add. Why would I know?
Okay, so to add to that, like definitely like size up your team based on like the workload that you have. I would say like don't try to scale up your team based on a small workload that you currently have. Scale it up if you need to get more people on more projects and things like that, which will cost more money, but it's better to do that so you can get more output. And also like I think the biggest thing is like, yeah, you can get people. I would say it really depends on like people you can trust personally that can help with your products as well. But you want to get people that can really, really, really understand who you are and what kind of like framework you're going, because you should have a balance between that. Like you need to get people that actually like can see your vision and actually can get stuff done with you on a timely manner. I've gone through like multiple editors until I got the editors I got now with some of my content. I had an editor that took like a week took like months for one video. And it was just basically, I had a video that was basically me doing highlights for working on artwork of Megalodon. And they sent me basically an update 1 month later, which had barely had any editing in it. It barely had any sort of engagement whatsoever, despite the fact that, like, to be fair, some of the content that I was making for that was I only gave them, which was also partially my fault because I did give them like just the content and not like voiceover clips and things like that to work with. But now looking at that now, I basically probably should have did that. But for the most part, they didn't really do much with the editing to begin with. So you have to also like, I would say if you're going to scale up, definitely vet the people that you're scaling up with to make sure that you get the right people that can handle the workload that you want them to do as well. That way you can delegate the workload that you're doing and can focus more on the things that you need to get done. And also, like, it doesn't even have to be like, say, for example, it doesn't have to be things like moderation. Say, for example, if you have mods that are modding for multiple people, I would say like delegate that moderation to people that have smaller moderation obligations and things like that. Or editors. If you have somebody basically editing multiple shorts and you need someone to do long form, you usually have to get another editor for long form. That way you don't overload your current editor, basically.
I'm not a part of your team. Why not ask your team? Hey, where do you guys feel like you need a little more help? I have a second channel, it's called Ludwig. We upload daily. I check in with those guys once a month. I go, are we good? How is our life balance? Are we able to keep this output up? Can we keep it up for 6 months, a year? How about 5 years? And they let me know, we're good right now. We like the amount we're making. We like the amount of work we are doing. We are good. If they come to me and they say, hey, we could use some help, guess where I'm scaling? I'm adding a third editor there. Do you see what I'm saying? So ask them, talk to them. Guys, I appreciate you all being here. We have one final slide to talk about.
All right.
And this one really comes down to a personal question. What do you really want? Do you really want to be a streamer?
What do I want?
And that doesn't mean that you need to, quit right away or start streaming 365 days. But really understand why you want to be a streamer. And it can be any number of reasons. I wrote down a few of the big ones. Maybe
why did
all you actually care about
I
is
become
getting rich. Okay?
A streamer?
I'll tell you, streaming's not the most efficient way to do that. There's 6.25 million streamers. The 10,000th biggest streamer, 10,000 out of 6.25 million, makes about 50K a year. Okay? So unless you are in the top 500 out of, I'm going to say that number again, 6.25 million, you're not going to be rich. So it might not be the most efficient path.
Yeah, you can't be rich as a streamer.
Maybe you want to be famous.
You have to be very lucky at that.
Not the most efficient path, streaming. There's a few big streamers, all right? But if you go to an Uber driver and you talk about anyone outside of Kai Cenat and I Show Speed, they're not going to know who you're talking about. I know because I talk to them. And they say, what do you do? And I say, stream. And they go, what's your name? And I say, Ludwig. And they go, oh. And then the conversation ends. All right?
That's so true.
To fame, if that's what you want.
it's even smaller as VTubers because, like, for example, I was talking. There was actually one time I went to an Applebee's one time with my dad. Funny story. I went to an Applebee's one time, and I was talking to this one lady at the bar while I was having like some lunch, and literally like we were talking about things like VTubers and stuff like that, and I told them like I actually did like VTuber stuff with people. And the only person that she brought up that she knew as like watching their content was Chibidoki. Which, lucky for me, I basically did like tell her that Chibidoki did follow me and stuff like that. So I did pull that like little plug there. But yeah, it's very small, especially as a VTuber with how many people you know. So getting famous is definitely like very unlikely as a VTuber unless like you're really popular in that bubble. Is saying you want to be an anime character online a valid answer? I mean, yeah. I mean, if you do enjoy it and like you like it, and if you can make a living off of it, yeah. Why I became a streamer was mostly because like I'm gonna be honest with you, I just didn't have any options. Moving forward, like the funny thing is, I had a really good paying job, working for the studio of my dreams, and then a merger happened, which led to a lot of people getting laid off, and including myself. And one of the things that I thought was, okay, I could just pick up some more work at another studio. Nothing was picking up. A lot of projects that were coming up were getting canceled. A lot of mergers were happening. A lot of people were getting laid off, and more people were getting laid off now. And then I decided to just like go back to freelancing, which I think I get most of my income from that. And then I saw one of my friends go live while we were playing Destiny 2. And I thought, wow, that's cool as hell. I should give that a shot. And then everything else is history because I saw her make a PNG character of herself. And I thought that was cool as hell. And I wanted to make something like that because I'm an artist. I'm creatively crazy. I always like to do stuff like this. Being a content creator, I feel like I have a little bit more freedom to that. So I think the reason why I became a streamer was because I wanted more freedom from the monotonous of a 9-to-5. Now, granted, it's very risky. I wanted freedom. I think that's the biggest one that I wanted. Right there. Now, granted, this is not the most like being a streamer. I don't make a lot of money off of streaming. Like I barely make $100 a month from doing this. A lot of my income comes from things such as commissions and client work for the most part. Like I make more money that way. I do it because I enjoy making content for people and I enjoy entertaining people and I enjoy helping people out that want to get into it as well, especially VTubing and other artistic ways. And the final thing is also that I really love the freedom of making stuff that I want without being told what to do or being told how to make it. And I think that's the biggest thing. I wanted freedom, basically.
Or maybe you just want to play games, in which case, that's chill. Then the success doesn't really matter, right? You can play games on stream, off stream, with a job, without a job. The success part doesn't really matter. But you have to understand very deeply what your motivations are, and I cannot tell you what they are. But maybe the answer is, I don't really care about the streaming part. I care about a creative outlet. Or
that's
I really enjoy the streaming
I want a
part,
creative outlet.
but I don't like the game of it, and I just want to play some games with the small community that I have. I like that, okay? You don't have to shoot to be a top 100 streamer. You don't have to stream at all if you don't like. There's just something to keep in mind. I want you guys to think about. The only thing I got for you guys. Thanks for your time, y'all. Appreciate it.
That's the last bit of information.
Guys, I have some extra time, so we can field some questions. You guys also are free to leave at this point. I do not mind if you walk out. I will be here until about 1:30. Does anyone have some questions right now? We'll take them group form.
And I don't have everyone's.
Guys, if you are gonna leave, just leave quietly, please. If you're gonna stay, we'll do the questions.
I don't think I got everyone's socials. Want to swap socials, guys?
We can do that after at 12:50. What do you got for me?
So you talked about like communicating your vision. Do you think it's important to do solo work first so that you like can properly understand the steps that you're like expecting from other people? Or do you think it's more so trial and error and then circling back on things that you want to improve in the future?
Wait, say that one more time for me. You want to communicate your vision. I don't understand that.
So if let's say I want to like host a small scale event or
Guys, real quick, if you're going to be in this room talking, please just leave the room. You guys can stream wherever. Hey. Thank you. Thank you.
like if I'm bringing editors on, right?
Yes.
Do you think it's important that I first sit down and like edit myself for a while to understand like my vision, my pacing, my story, my angle, and then I pass that information on to someone else?
If you do the craft of editing, if you do the craft of thumbnail making, you understand so much more what you're looking out of those crafts. I started as an editor. I knew the editing style that I liked. I can admit I was a dog shit editor. I'm not the most efficient one to do it. So I was happy to give up that process, but at least I had a framework of, okay, this is what it looks like. I made thumbnails for 5 years. I had an idea, I got better at it, of what I wanted my thumbnails to look like. I can fully admit I'm not the best at manipulating photos, so I had someone who could do it much better to try to match my style. You'll develop a style if you do this, which is a great thing, because if you don't develop a style, then you can't really give direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing up my one.
That's the thing too. Like, I think like I hear this a lot, like when people come by here going like, oh, I can't really like do all this stuff because I don't know any editors. I don't have any editors to work on my videos and things like that. I feel like a lot of streamers, especially VTubers, don't realize how much resources that they can get at their disposal with making content. Especially like if you have the time, if you basically have the time to basically stream and make content, you have plenty of time to basically pull up DaVinci Resolve or any other free form of software and learn how to edit and create your own style of editing by posting your videos and seeing what works and what doesn't work. That way, when you get better and you start making more of that money, you have that framework to work on, and you can give that to your editors to say like, look, here's the style of how I want to do things. Here you go. That's how I was able to do it with some of my editors now, and that's how they do it with some of my clips. And it's been working ever since. For example, like when I started making shorts and TikToks and reels, I didn't know what I was doing. I was flying at the seat of my pants for the most part as well. And what changed was I just kept on learning and improving my style. And I figured out what I really want in a video and what I really want in content. And then I just transferred that information over to my editors, especially with my clips. And I think that has been ideal for what I've been wanting to do. Now things are switching up because I'm now making animatics now, and I feel like that's more my style of content creation. And now I need to figure out how to be able to get proper editors to be able to handle that, like say for example like panels and things like that. Like I'm probably going to have to get somebody who's good at motion graphics more so than someone who can do video editing for the most part.
Bugbear at Stream University, which is the dining hall tray.
I love her short, make love not porn.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, everybody, it's so easy. You pick your tray up, you walk to the far left-hand corner when you're facing the cafeteria, you put it on the machine. It takes it away. That's it.
It is a magical machine. It's a good point. Thank you for that point. Anyone else got a question? What we got?
So what do you think is like a healthy balance of like desktop and IRL? Because I like desktop the most, and I feel like I make my best content on desktop. But everyone's like, oh, like you have to IRL, you have to IRL. It's like I like IRL because it's good for like the connects and the collabs and like it's more clips and stuff. But it's like, what is like that healthy balance like? What do you think?
It sounds like you want to do desktop, but people are telling you should do. Guys, that group in the back, you guys want to leave?
Oh damn.
I don't mind. I'm not saying this like in a hurtful way. If you want to leave though, I just want to be able to answer these questions so everyone can hear. What's the best mixture of desktop and IRL? I think it sounds like you just want to do desktop.
But I want to mostly do desktop. But I still like IRLing at times.
Yeah.
Like
it's a very personal question. I can't answer for you specifically. I would do what you enjoy doing the most, okay? And if you don't mind doing IRL and it happens to perform better, I would do it once a week. There's no harm in that, right? If you hate doing it, stop doing it. But if you don't mind doing it, like if you're cool with IRL, yeah, sure, why not? Do it 1 or 2 times a week. I'm cool with that. That's fine.
How can I come back from being hate farmed?
How can you come back from being hate farmed? That's a good ass question.
Ooh.
That's a good ass question. I think hate farming is a bit of an inevitability.
Yeah.
I remember I used to watch competitive Super Smash Bros. And there was a commentator I really liked. His name was Bobby Scar. He had an infectious personality. He was great at his job. I thought, who can hate this guy? He's amazing. I saw hate threads about this guy. And I was like, what the fuck? Then I went to live streaming. I saw this creator. His name's Germa985. I'm like, this guy's amazing. He can do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some hate threads about that guy. And then I realized, you're never going to be perfect. There's always going to be people who hate you.
Yep.
What is the best thing you can do after being hate farmed? It's be the best you, the you that you are proud of 5 years down the road, and ignore the noise. Do not try to rein in and control everyone's opinion about you. It doesn't matter. Does your family love you?
Yes.
Do your friends love you?
Yes.
Do you like what you do?
Yes.
Then fuck it. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, at the end of the day, just like do what you do and do what you love to do. You're always gonna have haters.
It really doesn't.
That's
And
always
I know
gonna
that's a
happen.
weird
Like,
thing to say,
I kid you
because
not.
You are a creator.
I kid you not. Okay, so he's really right about this because there's been like multiple cases where I've made videos, especially some of my most recent ones involving animatics. And then there's like people that like, I kid you not, I got like hate messages on TikTok for whatever reason. And I don't even know these people sometimes. And like somebody sent me like a message on TikTok with like a trash can, basically saying like I'm trash and stuff like that. There was somebody who sent me like an ominous riddle of like my downfall. And I'm like, dude, that's pretty elaborate for some hating. So, and then I also had like, I had a comment on YouTube, and again, YouTube is going to be one of the biggest places where you can get hate farmed the most because they're brutal in the comment section sometimes. I got a message from somebody. I got a comment in one of my videos saying, you will never, I hope you never get famous. Which I hate to break it to him. But there was also a case of like somebody coming to my comment sections in one of my other videos saying cringe, and he immediately got dogpiled by everybody else in the comic section. It was amazing. So at the end of the day, just be you, do what you do best, and you're always going to have like haters. Like I think every content creator is going to have like their own haters. For the most part, it's inevitable because a lot of people are very insecure about themselves. And then when they see people being successful online creatively, they just want to have an outlet to try and essentially vent their frustrations on somebody else that they don't even know. Like that's always going to happen. You're always going to have trolls. You're going to have haters. You're going to have people that will try to hate farm you and make threads about you. It's inevitable. The best thing you can do is focus on you and make the best content that you can.
You feel like it matters, okay? What actually matters is trying to make things that you are passionate about, being authentic, connecting with people. Do you have viewers?
Yes.
Do your viewers like you?
I hope so.
So you're not doing content for those people who hate you to like you.
Yep.
You're doing content for those people who already like you to have a good time. So focus your energy on them.
So just ignore it?
Totally ignore it. I got hate farm this week, okay? I got a lot of love this week. Guess who I'm putting my energy into? The love. Put your energy into the love.
Focus on the love, not the hate.
It's genuinely fucked up. Sometimes we fuck up. We're fallible people. Maybe you deserve the hate farm. Maybe you had a fuck ton of clips that made you look bad. It happens. You know what you do? Be a better you. You live a long life. People give grace over time. Internet forgets about shit, okay? Just be the better you.
So you don't recommend like addressing certain situations, or
If it is a situation in which you fucked up, I would address it and take accountability and then move on. Absolutely.
right.
For your audience's sake.
Okay.
You are not taking that accountability for the hate farmers, because there's no apology you can ever say that will be accepted. Every
That's so true.
apology is a dog shit apology. Okay? You guys
Totally
know,
not late for
there's never
class.
been
How
an
you doing,
apology
Nix?
of Somebody's fucked up and gone, well, good job. We nailed that one. Okay? So ultimately what matters is you regaining trust of someone who liked you, whose trust you broke. Okay? And that is your community. Okay? Maybe that's your friends, maybe it's whoever it is. That's what matters. So that's who you're directing your message towards. You're not directing it towards responding to points of haters. That doesn't matter. They do not matter. But it does matter to be accountable for.
Yeah, don't focus on the haters. I'm good. How are you? We're just wrapping up the final day, and we're getting all these questions going because I think this is really good information.
What is your take on cancel culture and your peers being canceled? It's a good question. It's a very
Ooh, that's a good
nuanced
question.
I think one, cancel culture doesn't exist in the traditional sense. As long as someone's willing to continue to make content, they're not truly canceled, right?
Yeah.
Jack Doherty's still out there making shit, and I think a lot of people would wish he wasn't, but like, he just does it regardless. No one can stop him, and that's his right. Unless a platform deplatforms you, I think that's maybe like where a true cancellation comes in. As far as your peers, I think that is your responsibility to prioritize interpersonal relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've done a good job doing that, then that shouldn't matter. Does that make sense? But ultimately, I do view friendships that I have with creators, okay, differently than friendships I have with people in the real world. Because there is this third-party thing. You know what I think about a lot? I have a fuck ton of viewers. People like collabing with me. If I wake up tomorrow with 100 viewers, are they going to want to collab with me as much? Probably not. Just realistically, that is part of the game. So how legitimate is that friendship? Is it based off of who they view me as a person? Or is it based off of the success that I can bring? It's a mixture. And that, for me, is something I'm not willing to stomach. So I do not view them in the same sense that I view friends who love me regardless of my success, my wealth, my status, whatever. But ultimately, this sounds like an issue of interpersonal relationships, and you have to deal with those mostly offline.
Yeah, this one is very much like there's not a right or wrong answer to this.
Want to do a Maybach Monday?
Make it easy for me.
I will. I'll drive to you.
Okay? When?
The weekend that we get back.
The weekend. So this coming weekend?
Friday.
And you'll come to me?
I'll come to you.
What time?
PM?
How long is it?
Probably around like 2 hours. Maybe an hour. 2 hours.
All right. Morning, evening, what time?
Probably like around 3 p.m.
Yeah, I can do that.
You just need to happen.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Look at that. Nicely done.
Any other questions?
Oh, thank you for the care package.
How would you go about paying like a cameraman or clippers when you first get started?
You're gonna be paying for someone who's worse at their job. Just full stop. Like, you're not gonna get I Show Speed's cameraman because you don't got budget like that. So you're gonna have the funds to pay to someone who wants to get into it. What I did early on, okay, the first person I ever hired was my roommate. He came into my room in his underwear. He had a PowerPoint presentation. It said why you should hire me. Okay? It went over all the shit I wasn't doing, AKA I wasn't paying my taxes at the time. I'd recommend paying your taxes. It's a different class. He said, I
Pay
can
your
do XYZ
taxes.
for you. Will you hire me? I said, sure. Okay? And at the start, I'm not paying this guy probably what he deserves. I'm paying him what I can pay him. And I'm working with him because he's my friend. I would work with friends, okay? Or I would work with someone who's new, who wants to get into the industry, who you can pay as much as you can. The only thing is, and you should communicate this, if shit gets good for us, it gets good for us. You know what I'm saying? So maybe start with a percentage of revenue from, maybe it's the stream, maybe it's the videos, maybe it's sponsors, whatever it is. Like some percentage cut. So
Really?
now he has a guarantee, or she has a guaranteed scalable way to increase that salary outside of, you know, hey, I'm gonna offer you $50 a stream, which that's maybe a little less appealing.
Hey, man.
All right, y'all, class is dismissed. Guys, I have office hours if anyone wants to stay, feel free.
That was a good final day.
My stream is off like that. This is VIP hours.
That was a good final day. I think we've learned a lot here. I think this one definitely like hits close to home for a lot of streamers, especially VTubers. One of the biggest things is that is the fact that people think that they can just get like famous whether they're just like collabing with like a big streamer or just getting a better model for a VTuber model. It's really not that simple. Like, it is not that simple to basically get into this like industry as it is. It took me about like 3 years to get where I am now, and I'm still growing. So so that's basically how it is. It's like, it is a very time consuming, very difficult, very very competitive field, and most of the time you have to get lucky with situations. So I was fortunate enough to be lucky in a lot of situations that I'm in now with it. And hold on, let me turn this off and switch back to our music so we can just talk more about this. Because I think there is a lot that we can learn from these courses, in all honesty, because I feel like a lot of people don't really understand that what he's teaching is essentially sort of like the framework of how a streamer should be. Like, these are the fundamentals for the most part. We can't really be a Ludwig or an ISO Speed or something like that. We have to be like ourselves. And this is a good framework that we can often use as a, not really as like a one for one, but as a framework to basically figure out how to be successful in a fashion that we can actually have a sort of structure to the madness that we do. So rather than trying to do it off the seat of our pants, we have a bit of a framework to work off of, and all of the details and all of the more like serious stuff, such as like the little details and other things that makes you can work that out. So I think now is a good time to show off all of the notes that I've done for the past 4 days of doing this entire course, because I think we have a lot. I at least got a lot from this. So that's day 4. This is day 3. This is day 2. I just realized I'm basically doing the same thing I've done for all of my days. And that's just how I take notes for the most part. This is all of my notes from the entire, and it's all, a lot of it's chicken scratch, but this is how I write. But I think I'm going to try and utilize everything I've learned here, like all of this information, for my content moving forward. The biggest thing that I really need to get done, and this is the big top priority, is one of my goals, is getting the YouTube channel monetized before we now have a time limit. We have to get the YouTube channel monetized before they make the changes, because we just found out from Zach Busey that YouTube is going to be changing out all of their requirements. So it's going to be a lot harder to get monetized on YouTube unless I try to get this done now. So this is a good opportunity. This is actually a really good opportunity for me to test this out. And it's honestly and I can actually kind of like sort of prove a point whether or not this can work or not. So what have we learned so far? From day 1, we learned that you have to be delusional with your ideas. You have to have goals. You have to have some sort of like set of like ambitions with streaming. I think that's the biggest one from day 1. Day 1 is like have ambitions, basically, from what I can understand. Like have ambitions. Have ambitions. I feel like that's day 1. Day 2 is how to achieve those ambitions. All right, so it's like how do you achieve those ambitions? And that's a big part right there. I think that's what day 2 is mostly about, because you're trying to figure out like, okay, you want to have all this really cool stuff. How do you do it? Do you have like your ideas? Do you have like ways to make clips, or do you know how to turn your content, make a content funnel out of your streams? Like, how do you want to do that? So that's why I feel like is what day 2 is. It's like, how to Day 1 is basically have ambitions. Day 2 is how do you achieve those ambitions. Day 3, and this is the big one. Day 3 is how, I would say day 3 is mostly like, how do I make the content, basically, or rather how to package the content. Because the biggest thing is that a lot of content creators, especially VTubers, most of their content is trash. I hate to say it, but like a good chunk of content when it comes to YouTubers is mostly trash. Because a lot of the times, a lot of streamers, especially people who try to take their streams and put them into videos, a lot of the times they have no idea what they're doing and they're just kind of like throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping that makes a good video. A lot of it has to do with planning and figuring things out and trying to understand like what's the goal here. I guess I'll call this how to make a good video in a way. And that's going to be the big one. Like the ambitious is like, I want to make more YouTube videos. So how do I make a good video? And then the last one is that stay true to yourself, basically. Because the big thing is like, once you start growing and stuff like that, and you're making successful videos, oftentimes you lose yourself in the sauce. And I think that's the last bit of information that I think I can get from this. And holy crap, look at this diagram. This is 4 days of work that I done from all of this. And I think I am going to take a screenshot of all this and probably draw at least like, I'm probably going to add Ludwig on this at some point with the homework assignments, because holy crap, there was a lot of work here. One moment, I'm just making a little doodle here of my achievement. With my hold on, let me make my little graduation hat. With the little laurel. There we go. There we go. I will post all this information online. But I do think that honestly, I think if anybody's going to get like the most out of Ludwig's stuff is to not look at my notes to get like their feel for it, because this is my notes. This is what I sort of perceive from Ludwig stuff and how I want to do things. I think you will get more out of it if you try to watch the videos yourself and make your own notes and figure out like, how do you want to improve your stuff? At the end of the day, it is your content and what you want to do with it. I just like, this is just the way that I sort of got out of it. Like, I think the best way to learn is by doing. And if people are just going to basically just use notes or Spark Notes and stuff like that, like what's the point of learning if people are just going to just take other people's notes like this? But yeah, this is all of the, this is everything. Okay. So I think with that though, I think that wraps up that. I actually don't really have anything outside of the Mecha Chameleon that I have at 10:30. I don't really have anything else planned. What to do? Yeah, normally I don't really end streams super early, so I'm trying to figure out like what to add to the mix. But honestly, like I didn't really have anything else planned after this, to be honest. So hold on, let me switch over to just chatting. Okay. Yeah, normally I would probably at least like go 2 more hours, but since we got this pretty much done, I do want to like do some final things with the homework assignment. I do want to I want to post all my notes, and then I'm going to post the homework assignments as well, which was essentially half of the last one I couldn't really do properly because I had like nobody with me to collab with to that can like sort of get contact information from, but I kind of already did that in a way at Offkai because I'm going to be honest with you. I basically went to Offkai and I came back with a lot more friends than I thought. so there's that. And I'm currently like planning stuff with a few current friends that I have in the next couple of weeks, which I'm going to have you guys stay tuned for that. But I think there's that. Let's see. The other homework assignment was making a schedule, which I do have that. I do need to take a picture of my actual schedule just to share what I do. But I'm going to try and make it so it doesn't have any like vital information. I think it's very vague, I would say, written on my whiteboard that I don't think it's going to cause too much of an issue. But I do that. I think the biggest thing that I need to get better at is I need to figure out YouTube in terms of long form. If I can figure out long form YouTube and master that, I feel like I'm going to be unstoppable content wise because I pretty much mastered. I pretty much have a good handle on TikTok and TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels with how things are going because we've hit 5,000 followers in 2 months, and we've hit 6,200 on TikTok, and now we're at 1.5 thousand on YouTube, which I want to try to. I think my next goal that I'm going to add to my list is hitting 10,000 on one of the platforms that I currently have because we're getting dangerously close to one of them hitting 10,000. And I definitely want to try to like make that as a goal for next year, for this year at least. So there's that. But yeah, also one final thing. All of these VODs are gonna go to the VOD channel. I'm going to also probably like break down these videos piece by piece and probably make actual like video contents with voiceovers involving them just to give more context for like what happened in these VODs to people on YouTube. That way we have video content. And I'm going to probably work on that as my long form. So we have something. We'll call it Deadweight Kaiju goes back to school, basically. Yeah, we could call it Kaiju content creator goes back to school. If that makes sense. All right. I think with that though, I think we're going to wrap up here for right now. Since technically I don't really have anything else, and I do want to get some dinner before I do my collab with Az and a few other people later tonight. So we are going to be ending stream a little bit early though. So we're going to go raid out, which I know it's a pretty short stream. I will be back Thursday, but I will be hanging out over at Az's stream later for that, and that'll be the case. And I hope for Thursday to be a longer stream as well, because I think I've gotten a lot of information and a lot of things I want to kind of like rework with my streams moving forward. And yeah, I think that really, and I think I'm actually gonna probably take the notes that I have, really look at these and try my best to really improve the content that I want to make. I will say though, I am definitely not going to be trying to start stream at 5 anymore. I'm going to try and go back to my normal schedule, which is 2 p.m. because, oh man, I miss streaming at 2 p.m. and I haven't been able to switch back to it because IRL stuff has made it harder. So now that I think we're going back to a normal schedule, I can actually start to actually stick with the schedule, hopefully. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna raid out. We're gonna raid out here and see who is live right now. I think Pocket Trash is live right now. I know a lot of folks are currently live. I know Anarchy is live. Let's see, Gore is live. Man, we got a lot of folks live. Terra's live. I haven't seen a Terra in a hot minute. All right, just give me a sec. I'm just trying to figure out like who to raid into. Let's see. Are any of the boys live right now? Like, I haven't actually seen Brutal live for a hot minute. I know I think he's taking a little bit of a break. Hold on, let me double check. I haven't seen Brutal live in a hot minute. Yeah, he's not live. Andron, I don't think he's live right now either. Yeah, he's not live because I know they're going to be collabing later tonight. Okay, let's see here. I mean, I can throw you guys at Anarchy. Anarchy is currently like streaming right now. Yeah, we'll go to a friendo, which is Anarchy. She's currently playing Fields of Mysteria, and she's having a good time with that. So we're just gonna go right into her. Like I said, normally I would go longer, but like I said, I want to try to maintain a 4 to 5 hour stream, and I currently have no more things to do for stream, so I'm just gonna raid out for the time being. I will definitely have more stuff to do on Thursday, which is the drawing people into kaijus as well, which I think will be a fun little video that I can turn into as well, and I think that one's gonna be really fun. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me for the last day, and I'm definitely gonna be posting all of this stuff later for sure. And yeah, you guys know the drill. Top one is for follower, top one is for subs, bottom one is for followers. You guys know that. Be sure to say hi to Anarchy for me. I will be over at Astrobat's stream later tonight at 10:30. I need to go figure out food. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Stay safe, stay healthy, say hi to Anarchy, and I'll see you guys on the next stream. Take care.